Hello everyone, and welcome to the December edition of Support Techspert Thursdays. Today's presentation is Top 5 Things to Know When Using Qlik SaaS with Akshish Patel.
Yes, hello everyone. Welcome to the TechSpert Thursday. My name is Akshish Patel and I'm a technical support engineer at Qlik. Today's agenda, we will going to discuss how we can create an app, how we can upload an app, how we can schedule that app, and how we can download the app. User and space management, that is very important because that's the place where you can manage your apps in Qlik SaaS. The next thing we're going to discuss is overview of email setting functionality. That is also a very cool feature. We will going to discuss how we can set up the SMTP function, and we will going to see the live action, how that works. And last but not the least, I'm going to include some help documents and articles that can help you along your work.
Aki, if someone's new to Qlik SaaS, where would you get started? What would be the first thing you would do?
Yes, the first thing we will going to do is to log in to your Qlik SaaS with your tenant ID and password. So here is my screen. This is my tenant ID. So first thing I'm going to do is go to my Qlik tenant. As soon as you go to your tenant ID, you will redirect it to your login page. So you have to enter your email ID and password here and just hit the login button. And as soon as you hit the login button, you will redirect it to your home hub. This is your hub.
Okay, and how would you get started creating an app?
Yes, to do that, it's very simple. You just have to click on the Add New button here, and there is an option called New Analytics App. And just name your app. Let's say My First App. And then the second option is you just have to decide in which space you want to put this app. We're going to discuss more about the spaces in a little bit. So for now, I'm just going to keep this in my personal space. Descriptions, first app in Qlik SaaS. So you can put anything that can describe your app. So, and these are the tags that can help you to find your app if you have like, a bunch of apps. Just hit the create button and ta-da, our first app is ready. You see, my first app. So let's open it up.
I imagine it's empty at the beginning. You need to add some data to it.
Yes, the first thing you're going to do is to add the data to app. We have like two ways to add the data. You can directly drag and drop your file over here, or you can go to script editor and create a connection and upload there. For now, we're going to use add data from files and other sources. So we just have to hit here. And there is a data file location. Data files is available by default in Qlik SaaS. So every time you will see it. For example, CSV or Excel file, you just have to hit here and data file, and then you can just say we have like a test data XLS, we're going to use that.
So you got a lot of test data files there. Are these ones you've already used for creating apps in the past?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
So the first thing is like, let's say this is the Excel file and it has 3 sheets in there. For now, we're just gonna use all 3 of them because all 3 is interrelated to each other. Let's just hit next. Okay, the first thing is to the data manager where you can relate your tables together. We have like a very nice functionality. There is a recommendation association on the right side. It will automatically analyze the data and give you the recommendation. We will just going to use this intelligence.
Is that the Insight Advisor recommending those connections?
Yes. Once you hit the apply all association, you just have to hit the load data one more time. There is 2 options available here. Go to Insights. It will going to generate a few preloaded charts and KPIs for you. And the another options we have is go to Sheets directly. We're just going to go to Sheet directly. You see, here is our data, all these fields. So let's just create a basic chart from this data. Let's just drag and drop the bar chart. And of course, we need to add the dimension and measure. Let's just add the dimension city, and let's just add the measure sales. We're just gonna see the sum of sales by city. Here it is. So we have a nice chart over here showing the sum of sales by city. Just hit the done editing button, and there is. You can just play with your data here.
So what if I've already been using Sense for a while and I have some apps I just want to bring to my SaaS environment?
Oh, that is a pretty good question. Let's go back to our hub. This is your hub. This is your first impressions when you log into Qlik SaaS. So for uploading an app, what you have to do is you just have to click again on the Add New button, and there is an option called Upload an App. So you just have to hit here, And again, this is very cool feature. You can just drag and drop your existing applications to here. Let's just hit the browse button and let's say we have an app here. It's called Test App. Just double click on it. Just assign the space. Okay, so now we have the Test App over here. So let's just open our Test App and see if it's there. Wow, our Test App is here. I would like to show you a very cool feature of Lasso. So before we had impressions that Lasso only allows you to select the values in loop, but it's not like that. Lasso allows you to select any values in the chart. So for example, let's say you want to select the first bar. So we just hit the first bar and now you want to select the last one, this one, Columbus. So you don't have to drag everything here. What you have to do is just click on it and just take your mouse to here. You see, we just selected it. And now you want to select the middle value. So you just have to take your lasso back here. Now you want to select another value. Just you have to take this here. Now you have to select this one. So you can select multiple values, by going anywhere. So it's not a loop anymore. So it's a very cool feature,
All right, we both know that data changes all the time. How can you schedule your apps to reload and make sure the data is up to date?
Okay, so let's go back to the hub. Let's see that in action. In terms of scheduling an app, let's go back to our test app. My first app, let's say, that's the app that we created, or the test app that we uploaded. You see the three dot buttons over here? You just have to click on that, and there is an option directly available to you that is schedule a reload. Let's just click on it. What you have to do is just to set that to active. These options will give you how frequently you want to schedule your app. So for now, let's just say we want to schedule this app weekly. The next option, we have the interval. So let's just say every week. Okay, we want to schedule our app Tuesday because our data refresh every Monday. And the timing. So let's say we want to select the time at 10:30. So every 10:30 a.m. at Tuesday, every weekly. So you just assign the time frame to schedule this app accordingly as you want. So let's just save it. Okay, now you have successfully scheduled your app. Now let's say you want to see the schedules of this app. So what you can do is you can just directly go to your administration window, and then there is an option called schedules. So you can see the schedules in detail over here.
Cool. So here's where you can see all of the different scheduled reloads, and they're organized by app.
Yes. If you want to see in detail, you just have to select this and just, view it. So you can see all the settings that you have done.
Is this where you would look if any of the reloads failed? Will it tell you if there have been any issues with these reloads from here?
Yes, that's a very good question. So what we can do here is we can just go back to our hub, and so here's the reload app. Uh-oh. So you see there is a red exclamatory mark over here. So whenever the app reload got failed, there is a red exclamatory mark over here. We just have to hit this red button, and then there is a reload history. Now let's say you want to see why it failed. So you can take a look at the log file here. So just you have to hit the log file, and there is a error in the log files. If you understand it, very nice. But if you don't understand and you are not sure what to do with this error, what you can do is, you can always take this error. You can copy this error. Let's go to our support site, and you can paste your error over here. There is, and just hit the search button, and it will going to give you a bunch of articles over here, and just take a look. No worries if you do not find any article over here. You can always open a support case with the logs, and support team will be definitely happy to help you.
How can you download an app from Qlik SaaS?
Yes, so there is a two-way to download an app. So let's say we have this our My First app, and if we want this app to be stored on our local directory also. So what you can do is just hit the button over here, the three dot button, and then there is an option called export with data or export without the data. So we're gonna hit export with data. So it will automatically download the QVF file to your local directory. So one thing here is you can only download an app that belongs to you or in your personal space.
Speaking of spaces, what's the difference between the three types of spaces?
So we have a personal space, shared space, and a managed space. Personal space is your own private work area in the Cloud Hub. So basically where user can create their own personal apps in a private mode. The next we have is shared space. The logo itself speaks about the spaces. If you have an app, you want to build that app in a team, so you can put that app in a shared space.
Okay.
And the last we have is a managed space. This is used for providing governed access to the apps with strict access control. So basically in a managed space, only the space owner and target app consumer can open the apps. And the one thing to note here is managed spaces are only available with ClickSense Enterprise Edition version. It is not available in ClickSense Business yet.
Could you show us how you move an app from one space to another?
Yes. So we have an app and you want to set it. So let's move this app to the shared space so we can get some help from our colleagues also. If we go to our personal space, we will going to see this app. Okay, this is my first app. This is in our personal space. So if we want to move this app to the shared space, what we can do is we can just hit the move and we just select the shared space and hit the move. It will going to move it. So you see now if we go to our shared space, there is our app, my first app.
Okay, so it's in the space. How do we actually share it with the different users?
Yes, what you can do is you can add your members to this shared space so they can see this app. Let's see that in action. To do that, what you have to do is click on the gear button here, and there is a member section over here. And now let's just add more members in here. We just hit it. So let's just add the Ray over here so he can also see the app. The next thing is very important. Once you select the users, you can give them what kind of access you want to give them. They can only able to view it, the admin of the app, or they can just edit the app.
Okay.
So let's just give can edit permission to Ray. Just hit the add member and we have the Ray here. So whenever Ray log in to his ClickSense hub, he will going to see this app. Let's just log in with Ray's credential and see. Okay, I'm just gonna log in with the Ray's credential. There we go. So we have our Ray logged in here. So if you go to Explore and here is his app, Sad Space. Now he can able to see our first app. Let's go back to.
I've heard the terms sharing and publishing being used as if they're the same. How would you explain the difference between those two terms?
So yeah, sharing is like moving an app from personal space to shared space.
Like what you just did, yeah.
Publishing an app, it means you are publishing the whole copy of your app to an managed space environment. So once we publish the app into managed space, the app itself will make a copy. App will not go anywhere, but the whole copy of the app will be published to a managed space environment.
Okay.
So now let's just try to publish an app. Or to publish it, what we have to do is just click on the three dots and there is an option called publish. It will give an options to our managed space. So this is our managed space. If we hit the publish, but you see the app is still there in the shared space. If we go to our managed space, there is an app. You see my first app. Now it's got published.
So it's been developed enough to show and use, and it's in a little more public area for use. Okay.
And the one thing is you cannot download the published app. Please note that you cannot download it. You see, so there is no option to download it. That's why it keeps the copy of the app in shared space or a personal space. So you can still work on the app.
As the admin, how would you control who has access to this managed space?
So to do that, we just have to go to our managed space. There is a section called members. You just have to hit that, and same thing you just have to add here. Let's just add. Okay, so in managed space, it's a little bit different. We have here more kind of like a strict access and more features available. He can view, he can contribute, he can manage, or he can publish. So it allows you to configure the way the admin wants. Hit the add members and see now Ray is here. Now let's just go back to Ray's portal. We have Ray already been logged in here. Just go to Explore And let's see, we just go to now he can be now he is a part of a managed page, so he can also able to see our space that is called a manage one, and see we have the app here.
I see you already had yourself and Ray, but how did you manage users in Qlik SaaS?
Yes, if you want to manage the user in Qlik SaaS, what you can do is you can just simply go to your administration panel, and then here there is a governance section called users. So you can add and invite users, here. So for example, we have like 4 users currently, and it says their user IDs and roles. If you want to invite the user, simply just hit the invite button and type the email address and just, send the invitations.
So what if someone accidentally deletes an app?
Let's just go back to Hub. This is very important, and we have seen the cases in the past, Once you delete the app, there is no way to restore it back. The reason behind that is currently Qlik SaaS does not hold any backup bin that can store. For example, if we have this test app, and if we want to delete the app, we can hit the delete button. It says, are you sure you want to delete the app? Because these cannot be undone.
So Aki, what would you suggest for best practice when handling apps?
Yes, the best practice is to make a copy of the app. So you can just create a personal space and you still have a copy of that app. That's the best practice for now.
Okay, so if you want to have some email notifications for changes that are made, how do we set that up?
Yes, that is a very cool feature. Configuring an email server enables you to receive notification and share charts by email. To set up SMTP, you just have to go to our administration panel here. There is an option in configurations. It's called settings. Let's just hit on that, and there is a section in the bottom. It says email server. So this is where we're gonna put our SMTP credential. So for example, I'm using Office 365. You just have to open your Outlook and click on the gear icon and search for IMAP setting or a POP setting. There is a section called, you just have to click on sync email. We will going to use this our SMTP setting. So let's put this into our Qlik Sense environment. You just have to test it. It will open a pop-up bar. I'm just going to send the email. So if you have successfully set up your email address, it will give this message. This is a test email. This confirm your settings are configured correctly. So now let's see this feature in action. Okay, now let's go back to our hub. Okay, let's go back to our test tab. And let's say if you want to share this chart to your colleagues. So simply what you can do is you can just right click on the chart, hit the share button. Let's say if you want to share this image. Now there is the option of the email address. Let's say I want to share this chart to myself. Let's say sales by city. Just share it. Now we have email sent successfully. Hola, we did received the email successfully with the chart that we said.
Nice.
There's a bar chart showing sum of sales by city. If the user is already a part of the space, they can directly click on the view in Qlik Sense, redirected to their Qlik Sense SaaS environment. If you are not sure if your local IT or if your admin already has set up the email server for you or not, go back to our administration panel. If we go back to our settings, and then let's just erase all these settings. So now it should not work now. Let's go back to our app and let's just try to share the chart that we did previously again. And if we right click on it, click on the share and see, let's try to share it. See, we got error. These features require an email server. Please verify the configuration.
This is great, Aki. Thank you very much. If people wanted to learn more, what are some resources they could use to read up on things?
Yes, definitely. If you go to like help.qlik.com, the documentation we have available, that is Qlik Sense Help about Qlik Sense Business, and also Qlik Sense Enterprise Edition and getting set up. Also, it has all the sections that is very useful, So if we talk about the spaces, we have a very nice description of spaces over here. Here is our very nice video tutorial, describes about the species that can discuss in more in detail.
Okay, now it's time for some Q&A. Please submit your questions through the Q&A panel on the left side of your On24 console. Aki, which question would you like to address first?
Yeah, I see a very good question here is a difference between QlikSense Business and QlikSense Enterprise Edition. I think both products are very similar to each other. The only difference we have is QlikSense Business is more kind of like a personal edition of subscription, and QlikSense Enterprise is kind of more like a corporate level product. So for example, QlikSense Business does not have the capability of data alerting or manage spaces, or you have limited number of set spaces you can create it. It's like a 5. I guess that's the maximum amount that you can create the spaces. In QlikSense Enterprise Editions, you can create a managed spaces, and also you have the feature of data alerting. We have a very good help site where you can compare the both product and also features of both product. So here is we have Qlik compare product feature, and we also have the pricing over here. There is a section called QlikSense Business and QlikSense Enterprise SaaS feature overview. Once you click the expand all feature, you can just see all this in details. You see, we don't see much difference, but there is a difference called like managed spaces, data alerts, single sign-on. This is a very good site to refer and differentiate between the two products.
That's great. And we'll be sure to include this link as well. Nice, thank you. Next question?
Yes. The next question I see is, can I run a site of one SLK that is a site dedicated to testing? I will say Qlik might help to assign you a single license key, signed license key for a testing purpose. But I'm not sure if you can run a site of one SLK that is a site dedicated to testing. You can definitely talk with the customer support and they will definitely be able to help you.
Okay.
It says the replace app when publish option is not available. Is it in the roadmap? So it will be an enhancement request for the feature. Definitely you can go to our community site and put this is as an enhancement request, and our R&D team will be happy to address this. So the next question we have here is how to handle mashup in SaaS. We have very nice descriptions of this, how you can create and how you can handle the mashup in SaaS. So what you have to do is just go to help.qlik.com and search for your query, and we have a very nice section called building your first mashup with SaaS edition of QlikSense. And it will give you a very nice description here, how you can do that. So the one I see is our Microsoft OneDrive files supported for refreshing data in Sense Cloud Business. Yes, in terms of connectors, if you have a OneDrive available in your connectors and you have connected to your OneDrive, you can definitely able to refresh data and refresh your app. The next we have is what connectors are available on QlikSense SaaS. So we have basically more than 60 connectors available in QlikSense SaaS. For detailed descriptions of the connectors, so we have like a bunch of connectors available over here. These are the list of database connectors that is available for now. These are the all ODBC database connector, and then Essbase, REST, Salesforce, SAP, and then there's all we have a very nice connectors called Qlik Web Connectors, where you can connect to your web data. This is all available in the help site. In terms of that data connections, I would like to address one thing. If you have the data connections that requires passing through a firewall, go through our help site and look for these IP addresses that you need to whitelist it.
Okay, Aki, we have time for one last question.
Okay, the next question I see is we want to give access to only publish app, create and manage task. So yes, as we've seen previously, you can manage the permission as you want in your managed space. So let's say if we go to our managed space, and then if we go to our members, there it is, you can manage it. From here it says can view, can contribute, can manage, or can publish.
So I guess to publish, create, and manage tasks, that will be
can publish and can manage, yes. You don't have to go through the QMC again anymore.
Great.
I would like to say thank you for taking a time today to attending the Techspert Thursday, and I'm very glad that I can able to demonstrate again. Thank you so much.
Okay, great. Thank you, everyone. We hope you enjoyed this session. And thank you to Akshish for presenting. We appreciate getting experts like Aki to share with us. Here is our legal disclaimer. And thank you once again. Have a great rest of your day.